Yeah. It doesn't look bad, but it just looks good with like a little bit of a flow. What was that?
That was probably that bird. It was that bird.
Okay, hold on.
So we have a bird.
Tell them about that.
This bird is trying to get in, and it just every single day, probably around this time, it just starts banging into the window. Wow. Just over.
I mean,
it'll probably
it sounds like he
again.
gave himself a concussion there.
No, okay. It's been flying into that. It's been flying into the window that sits above our sink in the bathroom over there for
weeks.
A month.
Yeah, weeks.
A month. Every single day. And honestly, that's
we probably need to put it down, honestly.
Yeah, we thought about sorry to the animal lovers. We thought about going out there with like a BB gun and being like, look, this thing just needs to put out its misery. It wants to get in here really bad. I even suggested that we let it in because I was like, we just got to give it some closure.
Just let it see what's give it some closure. let him know, like, oh, okay.
Like, okay, this isn't,
He could be a really good guest for all we know. Right?
Yeah, he could be. He could talk. I don't know. That bird makes me believe that, reincarnation of humans is real though, because he really wants to get in here. Like, it's a dude. There's a dude in there somewhere.
Birds aren't real.
Yeah, that one's not real.
Yeah, I don't know.
That needs to be reprogrammed. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 13. It's just me and Carter. Carter here this week. Caleb's down in St. Simons for the SC Championship, so we're rooting on Caleb and the Dogs down in Sea Island. But me and Carter, we just kind of just talk today about just topics that are on our mind, and hope y'all enjoy the episode. So, yeah.
Make sure to tune in.
Yeah, tune in.
The paw thing made it stick, but Doug
thinks you made
hates it. Doug thinks that I came up with that nickname.
Yeah.
That was my preferred. Paw Corn was my preferred name. That's my preferred name. If you look at
it still there?
It's still there. I'm sure you could get somebody up in the front office of our, the UGAA to look it up. But
yeah, on the T, Paw Corn.
That's my preferred name.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that's how that came about.
Yeah. Because I remember when Doug was trying to, he was like, wait, what are they calling you? And then we're like, Paw, and he's like, what does that mean? And we had to explain to him. He thought you came up with the nickname.
Doug is the person who comes up with everybody's nickname.
Well, what is it now? K-Peach Paw?
K-Peach. Ned Paw. He's like, you can be Ned Paw. You can be Ned Paw.
Yeah.
And you know where that comes from? He basically just took a derivative of Michael Cromie's nickname.
Yeah, Nedman just to Ned Paw.
Nedman, and made it Ned Paw. So that story is completely different, and this one's really funny. When Michael Cromie, who caddies for Chris Kirk now, he played here. He was an All-American here, I believe. He's a really good amateur player, tried professionally for a while. Super great guy. Doug always does an impression of his voice. That's really, really funny. Mm-hmm. But one day, he's a couple years younger than B Todd, and one day they're on the road. Him and B Todd are both from the same hometown. They're both from Cary, North Carolina. So Cromie's like, they're traveling somewhere in the van, and they had been calling Cromie Wee Man the entire year because he was short, he was tiny. It was like his freshman year, mm-hmm. And they started calling him Wee Man. And one day they're driving somewhere, and Cromie looks at B Todd, who's an upperclassman at this point, goes, "Hey B Todd, since we're both from Cary, and you're Grease, and I'm Wee Man, can I be the Wee Greaseman?" and B Todd just looks at me and goes, "No, you could be the Wee Ned Man," pretty much, and was like, so basically from there on out, Cromie's nickname is Ned Man. So Doug took that and applied it to mine. Mm-hmm. So now I'm Ned Paw, or
Glove.
Yeah, or Glove.
Yeah.
Or KP.
I feel like you definitely need like a whole history, lineage, tree, chart type thing to see the evolving nicknames throughout the...
Dude, we need an article written.
Yeah, we do. We do need just a whole tree.
For ours.
Do other men's golf teams have this whole nickname? I don't know what you would want to call it, but...
I mean, I'm sure,
There's nicknames...
To some extent, but not
yeah, I'm sure there is, but, not to this extent.
Yeah,
sure.
this, Doug is the keeper of it. And a couple weeks ago on spring break, we... I guess it was kind of an argument. We were trying to explain to Doug where where Pa came from. We tried to explain to him where it came from. He just wasn't really getting it, and it pissed him off that he didn't give me. He really made him mad that he didn't give me the nickname.
Yeah, that's what it was, because he thought you can't make your own nickname.
He hates how it sounds. Like every single time that he hears it, he's like, "Oh, it sounds like you guys are like, Little House on the Prairie, like calling him Pa, like Dad." Like, no, that's not it. It's completely different. But Doug was like, Doug was like, nobody's ever run away from their nickname before. Nobody's ever run away from it. Pigeon, which is Grayson Sig. If you put Grayson Sig, apparently his college self next to, picture of a pigeon, he looks like a pigeon. So he's like, everybody hates their nicknames at first, but they get used to it. Like his is Glove. Like that's just it. And he can't run away from it. It's just what it is. Because he thought I'd given it to myself. He still does. We can't really even explain to him what it is. Like we can't explain to him like the origin. But Doug is the keeper of all nicknames. He's pretty much named everybody that's come through this program. You don't really have one,
I don't have
because
one yet.
There's so many different variations of George.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know when it's gonna happen, but he's kind of gone with Gio a little bit. But
you can be Gio, you can be Yo, you can be Jorge.
That was yours. The whole
George.
Yo thing.
Well, it was started. You said some people called you George, and I was like Yo. So
I never said people call me George.
I'm pretty sure you did, because we were trying to figure it out for ourselves. But yeah, the whole entire UGA nicknames thing is that's a real thing.
It's like there's like a period of time where it's like, all right, you need. We've been at this for 2 months now. Like, we got to settle on it. Is it like an ever evolving thing throughout someone's career over years at UGA, or like is there?
They
like
do change.
Yeah, they do change.
As long as Doug gives it the okay. But you don't name yourself. That's fair. And I feel that's fair. That's very fair.
For it to be a nickname.
Going through like some of the greats here, like
if we look
Harris English, what's his nickname?
I don't know Harris's. I know. Man, I could tell you Ryuji Amato's was Spike. I don't
because he had that spiky hair.
Got spiky hair.
That's a good one.
Brendan Todd's was Grease, because his short game's just like stupid, so they just call his is probably the coolest one. He's the only one that has. Him and Kirk are probably the only two that have. What do they call? No, they call
Slim Shady.
They call Kirk Slim Shady McGrady, so they just call him Grady now. So it started off as Slim Shady because when Kirk was in school,
he had
this bleach blonde short hair and he looked like Eminem. So they started calling him Slim Shady, and then it turned to Slim Shady McGrady. So now they just call him Grady.
I feel like Grady, not so much, but Grease, like it seems like a Top Gun name.
Yeah,
Grease,
that would be a great Top Gun name.
His short game's just like so greasy. It's just like he's just such like a greasy player that I guess they just call him Grease. Seps was Ox, because he's just ginormous. Yeah, so they just called him Ox. I'm trying to think of another one.
Bubba or Ross.
Keith has a really funny one. Keith's is Saucer. I don't know of any of the other ones. I'm not really well versed in that.
That's really all I know. The ones you kind of said.
That's all I know.
I'm sure Cashmere Keith.
Yeah, now it's Saucer.
Yeah, it'll always be Saucer.
It'll always be to us. Cashmere Keith is like exactly probably what he wants to be.
That's exactly what he wants to be. He's loving it right now.
His wardrobe changed in the last couple of years.
He was with Nike for a long time out of college, and then he was able to get his own clothing deal with. He was always a visor guy.
Yeah.
But Nike didn't really have I listened to his thing on the Golf Subpar podcast. Nike didn't have they don't really have a good visor. No. So when he signed with Nike out of college or whenever it was, he just started wearing flat bills. So everybody on television, when he won the Honda, that was his first win. That was what people got used to seeing him in.
Yeah.
Well, and then when he was not with Nike anymore, he started wearing a visor again. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is a new thing." He's like, "No, this is." If you look at any of the pictures of him,
here at Georgia and stuff,
always got a visor on. So he's been a visor guy, but the Sid Mashburn thing is a whole.
Yeah, he's taking it to a new level. For sure.
I saw this Golf Digest.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Like, he loves his clothing.
Recently, that just came out.
Yeah, it came out like a
like
week
yesterday.
ago.
Yeah.
Oh, yesterday?
That's when I saw it. Could be a couple
Yeah.
days old. But,
Yeah.
you know, they were like, you know, Golf Digest doing this whole entire post about his fashion. He's like the pinnacle of golf fashion on the tour, which is pretty
I mean,
true.
he probably is.
Yeah, I mean, I think his stuff's tight. Like,
I love it.
the visor, you know, it's just like a good, like it's the exactly what you see in like a 70s 80s tour pro with like a modern twist. You know, it's not
classy.
Yeah, it's classic. It's just
sporty.
good looking stuff.
It's
and he
not-
pulls it off great.
Yeah.
You know, but like I know if you're the type of guy that wears like clothes like that, then you want everybody to notice, like, yeah, I'm like, he definitely loved the whole entire Golf Digest story, which I thought was so great. Because I even sent it to Creasy this morning. I was like, this guy's a pimp. I was like, this guy is just tight.
So I'm the same way. I've always been a visor guy, but specifically, like, the only visor I will wear is a tour visor.
Imperial.
Like, Imperial tour visor. Like,
Best
I
one you
will
own.
not wear any other visor. You, like, won't catch me in it anytime, anywhere. And I have a million hats. Big rope hat guy, but tour visors are my favorite. I've grown my hair out because I love the way, like, longer hair looks.
Yeah.
And specifically Keith, like, not that he's got long hair or anything.
He's got the good hair for it,
But he's
though.
got great hair for it. It looks good with a tour visor, and I've grown my hair out to, like, do that because I didn't like the way a tour visor looked with
Short hair.
shorter hair.
Yeah.
It doesn't look bad, but it just looks good with, like, a little bit of a flow. What was that?
That was probably that bird. It was that
Okay,
bird.
hold on.
So we have a bird.
Tell him about that.
This bird is trying to get in, and it just every single day, probably around this time,
It's
it
literally-
just starts banging into the window. Just over.
I mean,
It'll
it
probably
sounds like
happen
he gave
again.
himself a concussion there.
No, okay. It's been
No.
flying into that. It's been flying into the window that sits above our sink in the bathroom over there for
Weeks.
a month.
Yeah, weeks.
A month, every single day. And honestly,
We
that's the
probably need
first.
to put it down, honestly.
Yeah, we thought about.
Yeah.
Sorry to the animal lovers. We thought about going out there with like a BB gun and being like, look, this thing just needs to be put out of its misery. It wants to get in here really bad. I even suggested that we let it in because I was like,
Yeah.
we just got to give it some
Just let
He
us
could
see
be
what's
a really
inside.
good
Give him some closure. Let him know, like, oh, okay.
like, okay, this isn't, you know,
He could be a really good guest for all we know.
it could be, he could talk. I don't know. That bird makes me believe that, you know, reincarnation of humans is real though, because he really wants to get in here. Like, it's a dude. There's a dude in there somewhere.
Birds aren't real.
Yeah, that one's not real.
Yeah, I don't know.
That needs to be reprogrammed.
But what were we talking about?
Tour visor, long
Oh,
Tour
his dad.
visors.
His dad was.
Yeah, he was a visor guy.
Pimp tour
I've
pro.
never been a visor guy though.
He should be.
No, I don't
talked-
have the head and like hair for it.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Not a visor guy.
Does he not?
I'd have to like see. I've never seen him in anything other than.
If he got a
one or
little,
two.
I'm telling him, if he just grew his hair out a touch.
My hair just gets so thick it doesn't like flow.
Dude, your dad had the exact same hair, bro.
Nah.
You were a spitting image of your father. You
You
know
had
what?
longer hair and then you
Yeah,
got short, and
football's
now you're
coming
growing it
back.
back
Yeah,
out.
that was honestly like, so last year, I've had, ever since I've been in college, I've had really long hair. That was like always, like all last year, I just let it go. Because my high school, I went to a Catholic high school, they always made us get a haircut. It could never be over your eyebrows, ears, or collar. So when I got to college, I was like, I'm just growing
Letting
this
it
out.
go.
Yeah, the
Like,
natural like rebellion. Just
yeah,
do the opposite.
So, like I was always able to kind of, you know, like I was able to wear a visor. Well, last summer I just got tired of it. When we were in Michigan last year for regionals, I was a sub, and so I wasn't playing any golf. And I got bored one day, and we were in East Lansing, so we were on Michigan State's campus, and I was like bored one day, and we were sitting in the hotel room. I looked at Caleb, and I'm like, I'm gonna get a haircut. It was
This is the most
long,
used story
just
ever.
long, and I was like, I'm gonna get a haircut. He's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. Caleb notoriously came in last year with like the most nasty mullet
Oh my gosh.
ever. Like, you know, and it's funny with him too because he's got the glasses, and you don't expect him to be the way he is based on pictures of him. Like, but he had a mullet, and I was like, what do I ask for if I want to just get my hair cut into like a real mullet, like a Kentucky waterfall? He's like, as short as they can go on the sides, tell him to cut the top, blah, blah, blah. He told me exactly what to do. I went to this barbershop in East Lansing, got it all done up, and it was cool for like a month or two. Like, it was fine. Like, I was okay with it. And then one day I just kind of like woke up, and it's like, you know, you ever like hear somebody with like a mustache that was like they all of a sudden just cut their mustache off, and everybody's like, whoa, what happened? You just wake up one morning, you're pissed off. Like, that's kind of how I was. So I just basically just went to the hair cutters that I always do in Duluth, and I was like,
take it off.
Went to my boy Donnie, and I was like, look, man, just make me look like Travis Kelce. Basically, I was like, just give me a low skin fade, and I'm just gonna call it a day. That comes with a lot of taxation, though, because then you forget that you have to grow it back. And it looked good when it was really short, but the tweener phase there's been absolutely painful. So I've been growing this since October.
Do you have a preference on like where you'd like to be at or what you want?
Honestly, I don't even know at this point. Like, I've been.
I like it like that.
I like it this way better. Yeah. After when it's short, bald. It looks cool. That's how I got my team picture.
Preview. Like, what are we going with right now?
Like right now, like I've got it's under.
See, he can wear a visor. Like that hair can wear a visor.
But that was the most devastating part of it. Was like as soon as I cut my hair, I was like, oh crap! Like I can't wear a visor anymore. And I liked
floppy hat.
Yeah, I liked visors too. Like at least having the option to. But when you have a buzz cut, when you're a skinhead and you put on a visor, you're like. That does not look cool.
That's where I'm at right now. Like it's longer.
You can do it. Yeah, you can pull it.
You can pull it.
That's about the length.
The visor, but it's just like if you're trying to grow it out, it's like you said, that in between phase. It's like, all right, if you're wearing a hat all the time, you can cover it up and you can get away, and no one's gonna think twice about it.
Exactly.
But then if you have to, like, for some occasion, going out to dinner or something, you're not wearing a hat. It's just like, I don't love the way it looks.
Well, and that's where I got to. As well with how long my hair was, and really like the mullet, is that you kind of have to wear a hat everywhere, because like it's hard to dress up for something.
Unless you're Tate Ratledge and you just
Tate's a different deal. Like he's got the right hair for it though. My hair is not really mullet hair. My hair is like if it's long, it's cool. Like Tate's got the full, like he looks like dude from Trailer Park Boys. Like and I can't grow a mustache. A mullet looks good with a mustache.
Yeah.
If I could grow facial hair, it might be a different deal. But
that's why like I never really do anything crazy because like I don't really like wearing hats. I kind of like not wearing a hat.
You can go without a hat. That's what I missed. I was like, I want to be able to not wear a hat. So I got my hair buzzed.
So because my hair is like super short or like super long, then like I have to wear a hat because like I just feel like looks bad.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of.
That's where I got to. Like late last year, before I got. A mullet without a hat is like, if you're not used to it, for me, it was like cool looking at it for like a week. And then I was like, okay, I got to put a hat on over this. Like this looks.
I tried to grow one out one time and it just went like thick. It didn't really go like flow. So then I was like, all right, I'm never doing this again.
Why doesn't Luigi go with the mullet?
Oh, he's a lost cause. He's a lost. He needs to just go bald.
Oh my gosh. Bad. We've got
one of my best friends. He has like super bushy kind of curly hair. Like some people call it like the bird's nest, pretty much. But like his hairline is receding bad, and he's still fighting it a little bit. But it's about time to give in for sure. I think if he dressed up as a mad scientist for Halloween, you wouldn't have to put on a wig. Honestly, that's the same with Caleb, though. When Caleb gets out of bed sometimes.
Same thing. Caleb is the most disheveled-looking person I've ever seen. When he wakes up in the morning, I mean, this is like...
going everywhere.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, Caleb's a different animal. It's so funny. This was the funniest thing ever last year when we had Nick Cassidy on the team. Nick Cassidy's like super, super, super hyper organized, like OCD. Like you walk.
I live with him. So
you walk into this dude's room, everything's in place. Like sometimes I'll walk up to his room and just like
I was about to say that. Remember you came over that one time and he got a bunch of like cans and stuff and just threw it all over his room.
Put him on his bedside table.
He was so mad the next morning.
And Nick's like, "Don't put these beer cans in my room. Who did that?
Who made a mess in my room?
Who made a mess in my room?" Like I'll sometimes go up there and like move a shoe, and he notices it right away. I mean, this is the most.
Yeah, he's got no pillows on his bed either.
Like, so organized. Caleb, other end of the spectrum. I've also got a video of. I could take a picture of. I don't want to put him on blast. Caleb's pretty messy, but his room's just something comes off his body, it's going on the floor. I made a bet with Nick last night I was like, I bet you I'm gonna put this. We just got new golf shoes a couple of days ago from the Nike guy, and they were sitting on our kitchen table. And I was like, look, Nick, I'm gonna put these brand new golf shoes in the middle of his room. These won't move. He's gonna continue to step over them, and he will. I'm gonna send Nick a picture in a week. They're still gonna be there.
Oh, yeah.
I feel quite confident, and I hope Caleb doesn't watch this because it would ruin it. But like, he's not gonna move these. Like, his room's a disaster. But it's so funny. It was funny last year, like looking at the variation between Caleb's room, or just Caleb in general, and then Nick. You look at Nick's locker in there, everything's exactly where it should be. It's clean, and it makes him angry when something's like not right. Just where it's not supposed to be. Caleb's like the exact opposite. He's got gloves. He's just got stuff piled in there. Like, it's
everywhere.
It's all time. But yeah, all that to say, Garth, when he wakes up in the morning, is like one of the most disheveled.
It's a sight to
beings.
see, for sure.
It is a sight to see. You walk into his room any morning, it doesn't matter what day it is, he just is like, he looks up, he's like, every single time. But switching gears, I know we said that we might talk about this. Something really devastating happened to me this morning. I
got another boot.
No. Today class was optional, so I didn't go to class.
Okay.
Because I wanted to study instead. I've got an accounting test tomorrow, but I'll get to that. But I was like, man, I was sitting there yesterday trying to study, and I kept on tapping into TikTok. Which typically I'm an Instagram guy. I'll rot on Instagram for hours, but I moved the application on Instagram on my phone to the last page.
Okay.
To where I couldn't see it, so I wouldn't just sit there and look at Reels and Instagram posts, because that's like the definition of brain rot. Well, I didn't move TikTok, so since Instagram's all the way on the end of my app page, TikTok moved to, like, that was like the first one that I'd see. So I started clicking on TikTok. So this morning I'm like, okay, well, TikTok's the problem now, so I'm gonna delete my TikTok. I made this TikTok account when I was like it was all the way back during COVID, and I deleted TikTok and forgot my login information.
So you
can't get it back.
Can't get it back? Yeah, that happened to me like about a year ago. I noticed myself, I was on TikTok way too much. Like at night and stuff, I was going to bed too late, so I deleted it. And I had it deleted for like a year. And I just got it back like a month ago. But I just saw something that it's about to be banned. Or it's about to be gone. So...
Dude, I mean, I lost all my saved everything, and like something that and I know I could just do this on a new TikTok account, but like,
like the archive, like the saved videos.
The saved videos,
awesome.
The saved sounds. Has anybody heard the Royal Otis cover of Linger by the Cranberries?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yes, unbelievable.
Oh my gosh. Why don't they release that?
On repeat like 2 or 3 days ago.
I've been playing it in my car. I've been tapping into TikTok. Get off Spotify, go into TikTok, and like play the Royal Otis version.
Just like raw talent, just so good.
You get like the unreleased stuff on TikTok, like the snippets of it,
awesome.
And you're like, this is awesome.
In my TikTok feed, and it's not even the saved as much as like the saved stuff I can handle losing, because like saved stuff you don't really look at that often. You just kind of save it, like thinking you're gonna go back, unless it's the Royal Otis version.
Yeah.
Then then that's a different deal. But like the saved, it's my feed. My feed was perfect. It was like a good mix of David Goggins, Joe Rogan, really funny stuff, and music, which is all stuff like I don't really even like Joe Rogan that much, but that's neither here nor there. But like my feed was perfect. I could sit there and just look at it, and I'd be like happy. It was perfect mix of everything. Just completely lost it.
Yeah.
I was devastated as soon as I deleted the app. I literally realized it. I was like, oh no. You just get this built up, and I'm just gonna have to like take like 2 weeks and just get it back to where it was with a new account. But
yeah, my feed's all messed up now. Like
it's really a shame.
There's sometimes we're just going like, all right, it's good. And then sometimes I randomly just get like Indian videos or something. Like,
you're just like, what's going on?
Like, why do you think I wanted to watch
this? This isn't what I asked for.
Yeah.
I mean, like you just, there's a couple of videos that come to your mind instantly. One of mine is a Dirk Nowitzki mixtape.
Yeah,
Mine
are all over the Anthony Edwards ones right now.
Like I had like like the mixtapes. Me, George, and JT are sending a bunch of these to each other right now. Which, by the way, we tried to get JT on today. He's super camera shy. I'm just gonna put him on blast real quick.
Yeah.
JT,
we're just talking.
Like this isn't that difficult to do. We've been doing it for 20 minutes now. Like this is pretty simple stuff.
Yeah.
JT hates getting in front of the camera. He's so shy. That's
maybe next week.
But me, George, and JT have been sending each other all these like mixtapes, like NBA, like people put edits like with different songs that you don't expect to be in a mixtape.
We got Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, we got Jaden McDaniels. We got Dirk Nowitzki to like, Your Love by the Outfield. Like it's just like those are good videos.
Yeah,
and now I just lost it. Just completely.
Gotta get it back.
Gotta get it back. I gotta work on it. But what's the deal with it getting?
I don't know.
Banned?
I don't really know. Like I feel like they've been talking about banning this app for like 2 years now. But
I remember when Trump was in office.
Yeah,
Not
like,
trying to get political here. I just remember.
Yeah, I know.
When he was in office, he was like, "I'm gonna ban TikTok.
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna ban it because the Chinese are mining our information."
Yeah.
And then when Joe came in office, it was like, "Fine, like TikTok's gonna stay."
Yeah, I saw something that's like they have 280 days to like figure it out.
I'm all for like you hear the thing about like like TikTok in other countries. I don't know if it's just China or wherever, where it's like TikTok in other places is very different from TikTok in the US.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's productive things. It's good. And then it shuts off at a certain period of time, where it's like it's promoting better things for kids or younger people. Versus what we get is just like, I mean, obviously it depends on what you're into. If you're into cooking, you're going to get curated cooking stuff or whatever you're into. It's going to do that for you. But a lot of the stuff that we get supposedly just rots.
Yeah,
brain.
like,
I'm all for like, let's try and do things as a whole, not just specific to TikTok, to better our country and our youth. But like,
yeah, it's so brain rot. Like actually, like
totally.
I mean, I'm in my bed for 45 minutes, just like I got nothing out of that.
Rots your brain, and it gets to the point where you can't even go to bed without it.
no.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what stinks for me. Like we do workouts at 6 a.m. Tuesday and Thursday, which really, 2 days a week working out.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. 6 a.m.'s, it's not fun waking up at 5:30.
What time's I was going to say, what time's your alarm clock going off for?
So my alarm
His is
clock,
probably 5:50.
So my alarm clock goes off at 5:35. I get up, turn it off. I've got a really serious problem with oversleeping.
Well, you just don't wake up.
I don't wake up. I can sleep through an air raid. Like, I would have done great in World War II. But, like I could sleep through anything. I've got an alarm clock that shakes, and I put it on my wooden dresser, so it literally scares me every single time it goes off. I have to get up at 5:35, turn that off, and then Caleb will be downstairs. He knows I don't wake up very good, so he calls me at 5:40-ish. "Pa, you up yet?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, fine." Or if I'm not up, then I'll get up and like he'll come upstairs and shake me. But we're typically rolling out of the house about 5:47, and then getting there at 5:55, and
I'm pretty good. I'm always like ready to buck sometimes.
Yeah, Buck
I'm always like,
slow.
Should I knock on his door?
That's
it's
how
getting
Caleb
late.
is too.
Yeah.
Caleb gets up. He might.
Yeah, I've had to wake Buck up a couple times.
Yeah, Caleb looks like he just stood outside and Mach 5 winds and gale force winds, but like he's ready to go when he wakes up. He's just low maintenance, but he always wakes me up, which I'm a little bit worried about for next year because I'm gonna live with Grant. Who these are both kids that I went to high school with. Grant and another one of my friends, Carson. So I'm not gonna live with any golfers, and I think the plan is to continue to do workouts at 6. So I'm gonna really have to drill myself. I think with like 3-ish weeks before I come back to school, I'm gonna start practicing like a couple of times a week, waking up and just like getting up.
Or just have some like mechanism that like drops water on you at like 5:40.
Dude, I don't know what I need to do.
I've seen that like alarm clock thing that like rolls and rattles and like it falls off your nightstand, or you have to like get up and get out of bed.
Something to kind of like go crazy on the floor.
That is what I have. My aunt got it for me my senior year of high school for my birthday. Like it literally has a shaker. It shakes. It turns on. It's like very loud noise, and then on my wooden dresser there's a shaker that's attached to it, and it like rattles all around. And I'll get up and turn it off. The problem for me comes whenever I get back in bed, and then I'm done for.
I've had some post workout naps that are incredible.
Man, I'll tell you what, I've been under the weather a pretty good amount this semester, which working out when you're sick stinks. You can do it, but it stinks. Working out when you're sick at 6:15 in the morning stinks even more because the worst part of any sickness is always the wake up.
Yeah, you're getting up in the morning and it's just
it's just brutal, especially if it's anything having to do with the throat or you just feel fatigued.
Yeah.
But I mean that's just when like the post workout. Once I'm up, I like to move. Like I do enjoy mornings. I just have a hard time actually getting up to the part.
Sickness aside, as someone that should probably see the inside of a gym a little bit more often. What's it like health-wise or just from a personal opinion, like getting up and going and doing like a workout within 20, 30, 40 minutes of waking up? Like is that good for you? Is it not good for you? Like do we know much about that?
I mean, I'm sure
it's be up for a few hours and then work out,
I know that like you're saying you got to get up like for a little while, but like I mean, our workouts, they do a good job of like our first kind of 10, 15 minutes is kind of like, it's a warm up, like it's a stretch kind of, we're not doing anything crazy. So that's kind of like the wake up.
We get moving like by the time that 15 minutes over,
and then we like run some sprints and stuff to kind of get like your body. And then we go into like weights and stuff.
Like I want to start waking up at like 6 in the morning and like going for a jog around my neighborhood with my dog. And it's like, I don't know if I want to or if it's good for me to like get up and within 5 minutes I'm out the door and like going for I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not, but
yeah, I mean, I saw like somebody told me something that's kind of like same with coffee. Like it's really not good for you to like get out of bed and drink coffee like right away. Like you need to have like a water, give it like 30 minutes and then have your cup of coffee. But I mean, I don't know.
It doesn't make a difference to me.
No, I don't know. Yeah,
I'm just the way I am at this point. But like we used to have workouts at 11 a.m., which was nice because there's one test we do, which is like you can notice a difference between when you do it at 6:20ish compared to 11:20. We do these things on the force plates like a vertical, and you basically put your hands on your hips and jump as high as you can with your hands on your hips, and that gives you like an explosiveness rating.
Yeah, it gives you like your vertical.
Since we've been home a lot, well, he's redshirting. I've just been, I can't hit a fairway, so that's why I'm home. But that's, different deal. But we've both been going to workouts when the team's away at like 11 a.m. And you can look at like your numbers, like how many centimeters you jump in the air. If you look at it at, we do this right after our warm up once a week. If you look at it at 6 in the morning, like you're probably getting like 43 or 44 centimeters in the air, maybe, like with your hands and your hips. And then when you do it at 11, like you're getting like 47, 48. Like there's a noticeable difference in the vertical.
I'd say it's like 2 or 3 more.
Yeah. But in terms,
that's
of
across,
like,
not just for 1 or 2 people, that's across the board for everyone that kind of does.
That's how it is for me, I think. That's how it is for you.
Yeah, that's how it is for me.
But in terms of how much weight you can lift, for me, I can do the same at 6:15 as I can do at 11:15. That part doesn't make as much of a difference to me. But the vertical and how much your body's firing, definitely that part changes. So I don't know. We should
probably talk to Hummer about this a little bit. We got to get Hummer on.
Yeah, we do have to get Hummer.
podcast.
Hummer would love this. Hummer is a weekly watcher.
We got to get him in there.
Yeah, he's our weight trainer. By the way, the best ever.
Yeah, the coolest guy ever.
Coolest guy ever. He's totally he gets. You go to most other schools, and these are even major golf programs. Like their weight training is not like ours is very efficient here. We only work out twice a week, but he's TPI certified, which is like the Titleist Performance Institute. That's what everybody on the PGA Tour works with. It's not so much weight training. A lot of guys at other schools are just football, basketball guys that they throw into golf.
Yeah, he's got a very good mix of mobility and weights.
He knows exactly. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, he
knows exactly what he's doing. Job. And it's not just hey, I'm going to have you come in here and lift as much as you possibly can because you're going to have to run through somebody tomorrow. It's it's really, really good stuff.
How many athletes or sports does he look over?
He does us.
He does. I know he does gymnastics, softball. Might be just those 3.
It might be those 3. The softball team, gymnastics, and us. Because he always talks about we're on the bikes, how the gymnasts can bike so much farther than us.
We do every Tuesday, we do 10 minutes on these
Rogue
bikes. Air bikes.
Yeah.
Which if any of y'all ever been to a spin class before, it's like wind resistance, basically like riding a bike in as high of a gear as you can go, for 10 minutes and seeing how far you can get. Hummer's very quick to remind us that whatever we do, the gymnast can do double. Because they're just in awesome shape. Yeah. But he's very good about, like, he knows that we're all going to show up and try, so that makes his job easier, but like, he's very good about knowing our limits as the type of athletes we are. Because most of us have never played contact sports. Yeah. Like, we've just never done anything that's super physically, demanding. Like, I mean, walking a golf course is, it's not easy when it's 90 degrees outside, but most of the time you can make it through the bag on your back pretty easy.
Stamina. It's stamina. There's some stuff there. And I like doing the air bikes. I'm not, against it at all, but you get off those things and the first thing you want to do is lay on the ground, which is the worst thing to do apparently, because it's what I do sometimes. And he's like, get up. Yeah. He's like, you got to stand up or else you're going to pass out.
You do get on the ground sometimes right after.
I mean, you push for 10 minutes and you get up and you feel like you can't even stand. You're like, your human instinct is to lay down.
We're gonna have to do like a Hummer episode and like get him in here, and then we'll have to like come in one morning and like check out a workout and stuff.
You should. I mean, if Jackson's willing to wake up at 5:30, I don't know. The thing that annoys me, and maybe it's just because I don't really get to experience them much. I'm actually like, I love the mornings. Like, my favorite thing to do is wake up, like at my house in Duluth, is wake up and go out to the back porch,
get some coffee,
get some coffee. It's a little bit brisk. Drink your coffee, and you just sit there in dead silence and you just stare. You don't do anything. You don't even look at your phone. You just sit there and drink your cup of coffee and ponder. The only problem is, like, the sunrise happens at, it's early. I'm not very good at getting up at that.
I love those mornings you get up early and like you get some stuff accomplished, and it's like you feel like you've had a whole day and you look down and it's like 10:30.
Exactly.
Like, holy cow, I still got the whole day ahead of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Those productive days.
Especially like in golf too, like it's brutal, but like when you have the 8 a.m. tee time, like it kind of stinks, like the warm up and stuff, but like when you're done at 12, you're like, wait, I still have the whole day.
You
like,
feel absolutely
and you feel great,
awesome.
And you're like, I got something done, and it's noon. Like,
yeah, but I remember I saw this. I'm sure a lot of people have seen this tweet from Max Homa. It's like, woke up at 5:45 this morning. He's a huge Kobe fan. He's like, everybody would always say about how committed Kobe was. No matter what he did the night before, he's always going to wake up at 5 a.m. and go practice. I just woke up at 5:45 looking to have a great day. I sat on my phone and scrolled for 2 hours. I was like, relatable.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much spot on.
Mm-hmm.
But this was just something that I had to get off my chest today, and I talked to you about this before.
Mm-hmm.
I've got an accounting 2102 test tomorrow. I've already been through one accounting class here at UGA. I'm not...
Tough.
I thought I was a numbers guy.
Not a numbers guy?
I'm not a numbers guy. Turns out I've pretty bad ADHD or something with all those letters. I don't know what I got, but I'm really not very good with word problems and finding numbers within words and, little hints and clues. Intuitiveness may or may not be my strong suit.
Yeah.
May or may not be. You're in a finance class.
Of what one of these questions might look like?
Dude, I can't even tell you.
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing. I was great at algebra. I was always a really good algebra and pre-calc guy because pretty much you do every question the same way. And if I could get into a process of it, like I can trust the process. Being a golfer where I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit up on a range and I'm going to practice a swing for, an hour or two and I'm hitting it good. If I'm doing the same thing every single time, I can trust that. It's exactly how it is with me in my high school math classes. Did really well in those. So I was like, yeah, like accounting, like I can do this. I forgot how bad I was with pretty much every accounting problem you run into is a word problem.
Yeah.
But being a student athlete is sick. We get to experience a lot of really cool things, but at the same time, trying to juggle a class like accounting or finance.
Yeah, I'm in finance.
And be a student athlete is brutal.
Yeah.
And it stinks because I really, truly do think I've struggled this year really bad on the golf course, you know. I really do think if I was playing better, then this class may not have been as hard to me because it would have just been the only thing on my mind. I wouldn't even be thinking about golf. The one thing that I've noticed is like, do you know how hard accounting is when you can't hit a fairway?
Yeah, you told me this earlier. You're like, it's so hard.
It's so hard because you're sitting there in accounting, and we have a tutor through the athletic department. He's great. Shout out to Tony. He's awesome. Mm-hmm. You know, but when you can't hit a fairway, or when you feel like you can't do anything in your sport, it does bleed over into other parts of your life. Which, I mean, you're redshirted this year, so, you know,
yeah,
it's maybe a little bit different. But
no, I mean, it's still definitely hard. I mean, shout out Aiden, me and JT's tutor. me and JT's tutor, but no, he actually is like the coolest dude ever. But yeah, it's tough for sure. I mean, because you're always thinking about it, and then like we have so much going on during the day, so then it's like it's kind of like always something in the back of your head being like, I probably need to be studying right now. Yeah,
exactly. Like the thing with us, there's a 20-hour rule for
yeah, but that's like not true though.
That's not true.
Like we practice like 5 hours a day.
We practice 5, which it's 20 hours that your coach can be involved with you in your sport. Mm-hmm. And our coaches typically are very hands off, so they're always down here and we're up there. So like that 20 hour doesn't involve. Like it doesn't really apply to us because all of us love it, love golf, so we're going to be out here for pretty much as long as we can be. So with other sports, you've got a 20-hour limit, mm-hmm. you know, like, and if you go, like for just a basketball practice or a football practice, for example, that's completely run by Mike White or Kirby Smart. Nope, very few, like basketball players, they're going to, like pretty much most athletes are going to practice for their allotted amount of time because physically that's what they can do. 20 hours a week doing something else, like any other sport, is a lot of hours. Mm-hmm. For us, you can sit out here for 8 hours. Whether it's involved with a coach or not, we sit out here all day. We get out here
because like time goes by, it's like so fast. It's like we can hit balls for a little bit and then like we go out and play.
You sit on the driving range. You can be here from the time you get out of class at noon until
it can be
dark.
6 o'clock in no time.
You have no idea how long you've been out here for, and you look at your phone and you're like, oh crap, like I've spent all day out here. That's pretty much how it is. Yeah. When you're trying to like, you're.
But also though, time does get kind of by you pretty easily.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. It flies. I mean, I was telling somebody about this today. I had the most like, oh crap moment, like I'm getting old. I'm 20 years old. I'm not old, like at all. But I had the most oh crap moment like last week because I was scrolling through one of my playlists on Spotify and I was scrolling through and I heard a song. And I was like, man, this is a really good song. It was just on like a classic rock playlist, whatever. And I was like, I found this song a year ago. And it did not feel like a year ago. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like this.
It's been a year.
Like it's been a year. Like this semester for me has really flown by.
This semester has flown by.
Flown by. I mean, it's gone so fast.
Like it's already over pretty much.
It's a joke. Yeah. I mean, I was sitting there a few days ago and I didn't even realize we had a week of school left. Yeah. I mean, we get out of our last day of class is Monday, technically, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much done. Like I got a couple finals.
Yeah, I've got an accounting test tomorrow and that's, after accounting's over, like I don't have any classes that I'm going to go to.
I know, same.
So like it's, like my classes are over tomorrow. Everybody else, pretty much everybody's over, depending on who you are, is going to be done on Monday. Like I looked up and I was like, wow, like it's April. Yeah. It's just crazy.
And there's always something like every weekend and stuff. So it's like, yeah, it's just been flown by. Like,
yeah, I think it's
because I remember like thinking like in January and stuff being like, oh, the Masters or whatever. And now the Masters is what? Pretty much 2 weeks ago. Felt like we never could get to a Masters.
I think it's partly this too.
Yeah.
Because we record every Tuesday or Wednesday, and like you don't even think about it, and the next thing you know, like it's Tuesday again or Wednesday again. And you're like, oh, I'm planning for an episode.
Mm-hmm.
Which also we need to start getting some of these cats up here.
Yeah, we do.
Which we have a lot of these guys that would come on.
Yeah,
here.
they would do it.
But yeah, I don't know. It just is. It's gone. And I haven't been traveling, but like I don't know. I don't know if it has gone by faster or slower this year since I haven't been traveling, but like it's just my year's been totally
I don't know. I feel like it would go by
faster, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, that's a question for like. I feel like it would go by faster.
I think because I just remember last year during tournaments, when I was traveling all spring, those weeks during tournaments are kind of a grind, and they go by really slow because I literally thought about this earlier. I was like, I haven't changed time zones once.
Yeah.
Realistically, like the hardest part of college athletics to me is flying,
like the term out like Hawaii and California.
Yeah,
and stuff.
flying out to California, having something due at 12, and mentally conceptualizing that you actually have to do it right after you get off the golf course, and it's due by 9 p.m. That's difficult.
Yeah.
Like the whole entire time zone switch thing's tough, and I feel like that kind of makes the weeks go by slower because you're just grinding out golf, and then you get home. Me and Buck, man, we had this last year. We had this macro econ class that
you told me about that.
Was just
it was a grind.
Brute for both of us. Both really struggled in this class, and we were traveling together the entire time. I just remember being in Puerto Rico last year. We had homework due, and this econ homework was just so brute. It was almost like busy work, honestly. Like it was just hard, and you're in Puerto Rico, which like. You're looking out your window.
It's kind of like a vacation.
Yeah, it's like a vacation, but
beach.
you're sitting there and you have to go do schoolwork, and you just played a whole entire day of golf, and you just maybe got the crap beat out of you on the golf course, like whatever it may be.
That's such a bad day.
I think that makes it go slower. But when you're just kind of like, for me, I've started to go through the motions of every day. Like I'm gonna go to class on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at a certain time. I only have one class on Monday and Tuesday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Tuesday, Thursday. Like I only got one class. I'm gonna get done with class at that time, and I'm gonna go about my day.
Yeah.
Like it's really become kind of a routine where I feel like if you're traveling and you're on the road, then there's not such a routine to it because you're like, oh well, next week I'm leaving for Vegas, or next week I'm leaving for St. Simon's, or whatever it may be.
I mean, I've definitely gotten to a routine like not traveling, like. It's
weird for you. You probably played it. You probably played in every golf tournament for 3 years.
Yeah, I did. And then like now it's kind of different. Like there's sometimes like I forget I'm even on the team. Like I got in practice and I'm like, I got nothing to look forward to.
The life of a red shirt is a different deal. Isn't it?
Yeah,
totally.
It's kind of weird, but I don't know. It's a good thing. I think it was a good.
Yeah, it's good to have a year in it.
Yeah, it is.
Golly.
I'm excited for next year for sure.
Yeah, it gets you. It actually, I feel like if I next year knew that I was gonna have a red shirt year, I feel like it'd probably be really like reinvigorating. Like obviously, by academic standards, you're a senior in college. You're athletically, you're a junior. So you're going into your senior year next year. Like that's got to be like this year has probably been like pretty. Maybe like a little bit refreshing because you've only played in one tournament this entire year. You played in the Patriot.
Yeah, playing the Patriot. It's been
the whole entire. I will say, when you're not playing in tournaments, the whole entire practice part gets kind of tough.
It does, because then I would pretty much just treat qualifying like tournaments almost, because that's like the only thing I could look forward to. And then like this spring we haven't qualified much because like they've been winning and stuff like that. So the team plays the next tournament, and so like. I don't know.
That's why it's gone so fast.
I think that's why it's gone so fast too. Because I in the fall I was always looking forward to like qualifying, like competing and stuff like that. And then like now it's kind of just like, we just go out there and play for fun, or I'm just practicing for fun.
And
like,
you go to class, and then you go to the golf course, and the next thing you know, like Monday turns into Thursday or Friday. And you're like, wow, it's the end of the week, and it's just over.
Yeah.
It does those, and honestly, like it was weird for me looking at it too. Like what is this? This is episode 12. this deal.
I think so, yeah.
Hasn't felt like 12 weeks. You know? That's weird.
That is weird to think about it that way.
Super weird to like this is, 12 weeks of our, this is our 12th week of doing this stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just, I think the whole entire no competitive golf thing has really made it go by so fast because you're just getting like this routine. And I kind of almost feel like this year has almost made me feel like I'm back in high school a bit, because in high school when you don't really play many tournaments throughout the fall and winter. Like your only golf is summer golf.
Yeah. And
for me, high school just flew by, especially the last couple years after I was committed here. Like, just went so fast.
Yeah. I mean, my senior year, pretty much I was done in February.
Yeah.
And then we just went home for well, like, it was crazy because like when it hit too, we were going on spring break. Like the next week was our spring break. And then there was like rumors being like, yeah, like spring break might be 2 weeks now or something because of this COVID or whatever. So then we all left thinking we were just going to go to like the beach and all, like come back, and then we never came back.
Never came back.
Yeah. And then high school was over, like just like that.
Man, it was nuts. And I think that going back to the accounting test tomorrow, accounting really just classes like that here. Accounting, finance, whatever it may be, different classes that really involve a lot of your time. You grew up your whole entire life and you study for stuff. And then you get to COVID and everything's online.
Yeah.
Which, like, when you go through COVID and everything's online, I'm not saying that you're, like, lockdown browsers are a thing and whatnot, but you almost kind of forget how, when COVID came about, like, open notes became a thing.
Yeah, like open note tests at home.
When did you ever have an open note test before COVID?
Yeah.
Ever.
Like my freshman year, like I had so many tests at like home, and like they're like, yeah, you can use the textbook, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So then like me taking a test back in the classroom, you're like, oh, this is like
weird.
It's different.
Taking a test in person? I mean, I think maybe like I'm trying to think about what the first in-person test I took was between like my junior year of high school and being in college, but I almost didn't take an in-person test like my junior, senior year of high school after COVID, because COVID came about when I was a sophomore. So like you forget, like with accounting for me, since I don't get it and it comes very difficult to me, that is a 4 to 7 day in advance study. Like it's difficult for me, so I'm gonna when I got into accounting 1 the first semester, I like almost was like, man, when was the last time I actually studied for a test? Because everything becomes, when it's open note, you just like, you're like, I'm just going to take really good notes, get to the test, look at what I got, and if I don't have it, I'm just going to guess. But most of the times you have it. You almost like COVID, just like, you just forget how to do school.
Exactly.
It's so weird how that works.
That is weird.
It's so weird how that works.
We do have a couple quick questions here.
All right.
Oh, awesome.
Let's do some questions.
From Jimbot.
Jimbot.
What are the most important tournaments for juniors wanting to play in college golf? I guess it depends on where you are.
I mean, like the most like prestigious tournaments, maybe, or like the.
I guess
for somebody who's not in, I know, like, so AJGA, you have to go and get a certain amount of stars to get an invitational or get a certain amount of Rolex ranking. Like what was the question? Most important tournaments for juniors wanting to play college golf. So your goal is to play college golf and as high.
I mean, like for me, obviously like the junior state am was always a big one. Like obviously like the junior state am, and then Carter's won it a couple times. The Future Masters I always thought was a big one. And then obviously like some AJGS, but for me, I just played a lot of just like SJGTs, just all around the Southeast. Just played those.
There's no certain like type of tournament or organization you can go to that is like more important than one or the other.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, you got to win. Yeah,
exactly. And like that's what's different about golf, I guess, because like whether what tour it's on or whatever junior tour it is, like if you shoot 4, 3 under or whatever on a course, like it doesn't matter if it's an AJGA,
Or an
SJGT, like you're still
you can play golf.
Yeah, you're still shooting 3 under.
You're playing the same golf courses. At some point, it doesn't really. I'd say the best 2 for a kid from the Southeast are going to be SJGT, and I'd really say for a kid from the Southeast, SJGT.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
for sure.
without a doubt. And at a certain you look at anybody on our roster. There's guys. There's anybody that plays high level college golf. There's 2 types of junior golfers. There's the type of kids that like Miles Russell now, who've always been good. They're always winners. And there's late bloomers who don't come on until like the last second, and they win a lot, and they get a lot of attention because they win. If you're not, in my opinion, you could totally shoot me down on this. In my opinion, if you're not one of the kids that's really good early, and the highest level of junior golf you can really play on a week-to-week basis is AJGA Invitationals. Ranking-wise, that's the highest level of golf you can play. That's pretty subjective. But that's the best competition you can play week in, week out in the summer is all the invitationals for AJGA circuit. If you're not a kid that's in those your entire high school career, then you basically have to think about it like turning pro out of college. Work your way up through the mini tours, win on the mini tours, win, and then make it to the highest level of junior golf. And that's when you really start to get noticed. And I wouldn't even call SJGT I wouldn't even call it a mini tour of junior golf now.
No, I mean, it's
a lot of people
very big.
Yeah, if you go out on SJGT and you win, that gets noticed. That's how I got noticed.
Yeah,
I was never one of the kids who was always in AJGA invitationals or ever had stars to get into AJGA. The one thing I would tell everybody is don't go and chase AJGA stars.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so expensive, and honestly, compared to when I was in high school a couple of years ago, it's so watered down now to where there's so many AJGA, just regular tournaments now. If you're a kid from the Southeast, go play Southeastern Junior Golf Tour.
Yeah, I mean, I think I only played in like maybe 2, 3 AJGAs.
The only AJGAs I ever played in, I tried to qualify for a junior. I qualified for a junior all-star at Chateau Lawn, and then I qualified through SJGT.
Yeah, that's how I got into
really through the Future Masters. I got ranked high enough to play in the Southern Junior, and then I played good in the Southern Junior and got stars through that to play in invitationals and Rolex and stuff. So but I wouldn't go chase stars. Go play, go win anywhere. Go win. Winning does not go unnoticed. Seriously. That's a big deal.
HJGT, Hurricane, those good.
Yeah, just go win. Go learn how to win. That's the most important thing to any junior golfer ever is learn how to win.
Yeah, and I would say obviously winning, and just putting multiple rounds together. Because there's a lot of kids that they might shoot even one round and then shoot 80 the next round. But I think it's important to be consistent, back-to-back days, shoot 2 over 2 over or whatever it is.
Learning to put, what I said was probably pretty, that's applicable to you. You were a late bloomer.
Yeah, for sure.
You spent 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even start playing competitive golf till 8th grade summer, 9th grade year.
Yeah.
And then I was playing some SJGTs, played solid them, and then I would always finish top 10, top 5, but I never could win. And then my junior year, I finally won and stuff like that.
For people like us, when we came on, we had to win to get noticed.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure.
Because the way recruiting works, as the person who asked that question knows, recruiting starts at a high school June 15th, going to your junior year. I didn't start winning until June 1st. Mm-hmm. And the way you got noticed enough to come here. Yeah,
I mean, I didn't even get noticed till I was in college.
Was winning in college.
Yeah, my freshman and sophomore year of college.
For kids that don't always have it, winning consistently high finishes, putting 2 rounds together is very, very important. So that's the answer to that question. But SJGT.
Yeah.
And,
shout out Todd Thompson.
Yeah, shout out Todd Thompson.
Todd Thompson.
Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that's good advice. Another one here. What's an underrated golf course snack?
I mean, I don't know if it's underrated, but what'd you say?
It's a transfusion.
I love the 10th T bar. I don't know if you had like those before.
Oh, yeah.
It's like caramel, like.
What's your flavor?
I get the one that's like white, like the vanilla
really
caramel one. I always love a good 10th T hot dog, but that's not really underrated.
Really not underrated. A pork missile.
But I would say 10th T is my underrated one that I always love having.
Yeah. I'd say
peanut M&Ms sneak. If you need a birdie, should have a couple peanut M&Ms.
Underrated turn snack, man. That's hard.
Not necessarily turn snack, because I've got a follow-up question there. Just golf course snack.
Underrated
snack.
In general. I would say that's a really good one. 10th T, super underrated. My dad had to get on to me when I was like in elementary school, because they wouldn't sell 10th T bars or first T bars in the grill at our golf course. They'd sell them in the pro shop. So I'd rack up like, these things are like $2 a piece. It's like an energy protein bar. I'd rack up a pretty good amount every single time I was up at the golf course. If I was standing in the golf shop talking to the pros, I just grab a 10th T bar, put this on the bill.
Yeah, I would do the exact same at our
my whole entire country club bill is
10th T
bars.
Yeah, that's pretty much what ours
my flavor was always the chocolate. They originally, when 10th T bars came out, when I first had one, was in like first or second grade, and it was just chocolate. Now it's chocolate peanut butter, but the blue pack with like the blueberry, might be blueberry cinnamon. That was always my deal. But my underrated one that nobody I think talks about is Dots.
Like Dippin' Dots?
No, Dots. Like, you know, Dots, like the seasoned pretzels.
Oh, the pretzels.
Twists.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those
Dots.
are great.
And even there was a twist on those by one of my good friend's grandfathers. He created this thing called golf sticks, which are like Dots, but they're a different twist on them.
Yeah, like Slim Jims. Those are good. Like, I mean, obviously everybody eats beef jerky.
Dots,
but like,
Dots and Slim Jims on the golf course, very, very underrated for no particular reason.
The honey mustard Dots are incredible.
Unbelievable.
Incredible.
So this might be a very similar question, but this came to mind because I've got a take on this. And not underrated, but what's making the turn, you're at the halfway house, any course, I don't want to reuse the same word as underrated, but what's a snack or something at the turn that you don't see very often that you'd like to see at more places? And I'll give you an example. I think sliders, like a hot dog is the go-to thing, but I think like 2 or 3 sliders is like a perfect little like
sliders.
2 or 3 bites gone. Like, I'd love to see more sliders. Like, is there something like that?
Yeah, that's great.
I can't even explain to you that one of my favorite golf courses all time is Wade Hampton up in Cashers, and I'm fortunate enough to have a buddy of mine who's willing to take me out there sometimes.
Yeah,
it's an absolute treat. They've got these 2 dudes at the halfway house, Mo, and I forgot who else it is. I even remember their names, how good it is. They do sliders. It's just meat slab and cheese, and you get like 2 or 3 of these things and you're just dialed.
Yeah.
Sliders needs to become a mainstream thing. Like hot dogs, you see hot dogs everywhere.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I'm glad you brought that up, because
really
I can't think of stuff like that on the fly, but sliders, just something simple.
Yeah.
And it's just
and it's only like 1 or 2 bites and it's
gone.
Yeah.
And it's so energizing. It fills you up quick and it's energizing.
I was playing at the Bears Club years ago in Jupiter and made the turn, and I was never a chicken salad fan. I didn't like the texture, and they gave not just a chicken salad sandwich, they gave you in like the little like Masters like plastic cups, and like a little bit of salt and pepper chicken salad, and that turned me on to chicken salad. And it was like, that was some of the best chicken salad I've ever
chicken
had.
salad, egg salad, I love those.
Chicken salad. Unless you go to like a higher end golf club, you're not going to get chicken salad and tuna salad and egg salad at the turn. You're going to get a hot dog or a bag of Doritos or a Twix bar. That's it. But I do think that more places, whether it's a muni or not, need to put in some effort to like.
Because I was about to say, like, this course I played Troubadour. It's like just outside Nashville. Like, has
never heard of it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, but obviously it's like super high end. So like, you know, like obviously not everybody's gonna have the same. But like, that was probably like, they have comfort stations. Like, that's what Discovery Properties have, and literally it had everything you possibly could want. But I mean, obviously that's kind of out of touch.
Troubadour is like probably the gold standard
Yeah, that was the best.
It's always those elite ones that there's no one even working there. It's like a what's it called? It's a an honor system type thing where it's just like you write down your member number, you write down whatever you took, and there it is. And it's just so many options, and it's like I could just sit here for the next 2 hours,
just sit there,
watch groups come through, munch away.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's legit. Yeah, I'd say sliders, chicken salad. I don't like mayonnaise at all. I don't like mayonnaise, but chicken salad is like that's something that I learned to love on a golf course. The first time I had it, I was like, this is legit. Like this chicken salad is something that needs.
Like if it's good, you can have it on its own. You can have a wrap, a sandwich. Like
dude, it's one of the most versatile things you can put that you can eat. I mean, I went to Costco yesterday and bought
that big tub
tray of chicken salad.
Yeah, I brought some back.
My mom knows. Yeah, my mom knows that I love chicken salad, so now she'll get a chicken salad chick. And if you give me 2 pieces of Wonder Bread and some buffalo chicken salad from Chicken Salad Chick, like you can go ahead and shoot me dead. Like I'll die happy.
Do you like your chicken salad more like sweeter or salty? Or not salty, but like savory?
Somewhere in the middle. My favorite chicken salad though is buffalo. Chicken Salad Chick, buffalo chicken salad.
My roommate Parker loves chicken salad chick. I mean, I love it too, but
dude, it's because it's the way they shred their chicken. It blends in so much with like the chives and the onion. I don't even know.
You've been to Marty's at midday, right?
No. Marty's? What is it?
Marty's at midday. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Here in Athens?
In Athens?
So over off Prince, we're gonna have to do a little.
We're going.
We're gonna have to do a little.
I'm going after I get off.
Yeah,
the
we're
show.
doing a feature.
Is it still open?
I think they're more a lunch spot.
Okay, we're doing that. We're doing this.
Yes, I didn't know you like chicken salad.
Love chicken salad.
We're gonna have a little chicken salad episode.
Awesome.
Yeah,
dude. I know the other boys were gonna go to ZZ and Simone's. Maybe we'll do a little Marty midday.
Shout out Marty's, like hook us up in the night.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys enjoyed that episode 13 of the DawgLeg Show. Make sure you guys continue to follow over the next few weeks. We've got well, it's not there this week. Normally I use that as a guide, but we've got it on TikTok, Twitter or X, Instagram, YouTube, whole 9 yards. We're posting it. So make sure you guys continue to follow. Talked about a ton of good topics in this episode. If you made it this far, thank you guys for tuning in. And we'll see you boys next week and girls.
Bang.
Peace.